Should we talk about the game earlier today? Leeds 0, Manchester United 2.
Not.
Yeah.
2 late goals.
Leeds.
Marcus Rashford, brilliant header for the second time in a week. And Garnacho criticised by Erik Ten Hag after a lack of productivity in front of goal on Wednesday. He responds with an excellently taken second. Leeds actually played well for much of the game, had the better chances. David De Gea on his 400th Premier League appearance, the first overseas player to achieve that for United, made a couple of really important saves. I guess it sums up Leeds' season. Did take United temporarily up to second in the table. Didn't last long because Manchester City scored early against Aston Villa. They lead by 1-0. United 5 points back on Arsenal. They've played 2 more games than the Gunners. But if Arsenal were to lose to Manchester City on Wednesday, does that bring United into the conversation in terms of challenging for the trophy, or is the squad too threadbare?
Look, they're in it. They're in the mist, and they're one of the form teams, so they're in it. And at the moment, when you look at, Arsenal at the moment, ain't won the last 2 games. So listen, they'll be in the conversation. We've always said, I've always said that Man City get through this, and then Man City beat Arsenal. I think Man City's the team to beat if they beat Arsenal. To be fair, I've always said that. But they're in the conversation. They have to be. Man United have to be in the conversation because at the moment they are the form team.
I think they're in a great position. I think they're in a position that they love to be. That Arsenal and Manchester City are battling it out for that top spot, and they're just creeping in behind them. I thought the 2 games that I've seen them recently, Crystal Palace, I spoke about this last week, the character they showed to get the result there after going down to 10 men was fantastic. I think Wednesday, I covered Wednesday on TV actually, I covered that game on TV, and I thought the balance looked a bit wrong in the first half. Rashford started on the right, I didn't think he performed too well, however well he's been doing. I thought the balance wasn't right. I thought they missed Anthony on the right, if I'm honest. I think he gives them that balance on the right hand side if Rashford moves over to the left. I thought they missed Casemiro and Ericsson in the middle of the park. The second half, they could have won that game against Leeds. First half, I thought they were poor. Second half, they dominated the game. They probably should have walked in winners of that game there. And today, we've seen that they've completely changed again. Rashford back where he wants to be, and absolutely dominated today.
Bayo, you wanted to ask me a question about Manchester United.
When I was watching the game, of course, we got a WhatsApp group, and they went 2-0 down. My thought was that they was always going to get back in it. That's what I feel Man United is now, in the sense where the same thing with Arsenal, when they go a goal down or even 2, it's not like the game's over. And that's what I felt when Leeds. I was always, Man United, if they get 1, they'll get 2, and then it looked like they could have gone on and won. Is that the feel you get?
Not so much the other night. I was at the game, smashed my phone actually on the way out, so I wouldn't have seen any of your messages anyway. And I thought they were poor.
We're not going to just dust
hour.
over that.
Wait,
how did you do that? How did you smash your phone?
What did you do?
I dropped it down the stairs.
Is that it? Is that the story you're going with?
No anger. No anger. I was actually relieved United got a point in the end. And I had a bit of fear going into the game because the squad was stretched. You can't keep on winning. It was 13 home wins in a row. All good things come to an end. I think actually it was a good point when you look at the performance. And to get 4 points from a double header against the old enemy Leeds, I think most United fans would have taken that before the 2 games. Maybe they would have expected it the other way around. I think to only pick up a point at home and then go and win when, again, you're not at your best away from home, I think that, again, just really backs up what Darren Ambrose was saying about character. He took a couple of selection risks as well today, changed the 2 central defenders, presumably to leave Martinez and Varane in cold storage for Barcelona, live on talkSPORT 2 on Thursday. Harry Maguire comes in. Very rare that he plays 90 minutes these days. Got through it, 1 or 2 anxious moments. Weghorst up front. I have to admire Wout Weghorst, and Bayo, you'd have been in this position, when you're a sort of target man striker in a team that don't really play to your strengths, because United play with 2 inverted wingers, so both Rashford and Sancho like to cut inside, and really rather than try and supply the striker, they're looking to go for goal themselves. So Weghorst spends a lot of the game not really being serviced in front of goal, doesn't get too many opportunities. But the way he held the ball up today, it stuck like a magnet. His touch, when he controls it with when he flicks it on with a hair, when he controls it with a chest, sensational.
You know what I actually like for Ten Hag, that he made him play 90 minutes today, because one thing I noticed, and me and Ambrose talked about it, he's a big centre forward and he wants balls in the box. He does a lot of work where he does the hold up play, and he's not athletic enough, and trust me, I know this, to get in the box, to get on the end of it. So as soon as he went off, You saw them put in 3 balls. One of Rashford's goals was a great ball in the box, which he would be dying for. What I did like today was you can see that he's still got self-belief in himself, in the sense where he plays to his strengths. His strengths is hold-up play. He's got a good touch. But he does want, regardless of what, he is a forward, he's going to get judged on goals. And he wants the crosses. Rashford's second goal again today, magnificent header. He's going to be wanting that, and that's what he wants. But for me, the other side of it, his hold-up play, for me, I salute, and I like the character.
The good thing about him at the moment is Manchester United are winning or picking up points. I think the character then shows
27 games.
Exactly. If they're not, and he's not scoring, I know it's ifs and buts and he's not scoring, how will they react? How will it react? I thought he was fantastic today. And I've got to say it, and I was talking to you outside, Crookie. I love Erik ten Hag as a manager, and obviously I'm a Spurs supporter, no support of Manchester United at all. I think he can't do no wrong at the moment. I think some of the changes you said today, bringing Harry Maguire back in, the other day, they were struggling. It brings on Sancho after what's happened. They seem to still really get on. It brought on, I think it was a Pelestri. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Those two changed the game the other day. I think he's making every single decision correct, and I really like him as a manager. I mean, not as much as you, who out there quoted, I would marry Erik ten Hag. I think you sent him a Valentine's Day card, to be honest.
Well, shall I do next week when they don't win, he's going to be cussing. You know, Cookie.
But he's honestly, you've got to be happy with that. There was obviously talks of Conte and Pochettino prior to him coming in. You've got to be delighted with your manager.
Absolutely ecstatic. And I think, again, if you look at the teams there above in the table. Listen, I'm not saying that over the years Manchester United have spent a shoestring and they spent money to back Ten Hag in the summer. But you look at the amount of money that Chelsea have spent. You look at where Liverpool were last season in terms of competing at one stage for a possible quadruple. Manchester United are 15 points ahead of Chelsea, 17 points ahead of Liverpool. If you'd have told me that when they got hammered at Brentford in the second game of the season, I'd have thought you were bonkers. And actually, crucially, because I'm not going to say that United are in a title race, because I think it is too early in their development, but they're 7 points clear of Tottenham 5th, having played the same number of matches. I mean, the top 4 should be nailed on from here.
It should be. It's remarkable how Spurs are still in the shout for it. I think that shows maybe a lack of quality or more quality in this season's league.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you about this league.
Yeah, I think potentially there's more. Look at Brighton, Fulham, Brentford, all ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool. No one expected Liverpool and Chelsea struggling this season, and we understand that. Brighton's got a real shout for European football this season, as has Brentford and Fulham, if they continue. Will they drop off? Everyone says, these teams will drop off. Their squad depth isn't big enough. I'm telling you, Brighton could go above Spurs with winning their games in hand. They're in with a shout. They play some fantastic football, and with my association with Palace, that's hard for me to say, but absolutely outstanding this league this season.